This is Raymond with Vaping 360, hanging out with Brandon from Raven's Moon, who has one of the most gorgeous and versatile tanks I've ever seen. Brandon, give me an overview of the Raven's Moon RTA.
It is we wanted to design a tank that could be used as an Addy and a tank at the same time. I've always been on Addies myself, never liked any of the tanks that were available, but dripping can be a pain in the car, and so I wanted to design something that felt like an Addy, tasted like an Addy, worked like an Addy, but I only had to fill twice a day. So we did a design that I had started on several years ago before I came out with a 454 with the post designs, a bottom airflow adjustable that I was working on for the 454, and I got tired of doing the dripping thing. So I thought, you know what, let me go back to my old two-post design that I had, and let me work that in with my bottom airflow design that I've been working on for the 454, and then incorporate that with a tank. So I spent about a year doing R&D, development, design, SolidWorks drawings, probably 500 hours on it, and got a lot of input from a lot of people in the industry, and basically this is what we came up with. So it's an Addy, it has a 4 mil tank and a 7 mil tank. It's all gold-plated deck, gold-plated posts. We're using peak insulators. Post holes are about 2 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters, and juice flow is 3.5 millimeters on the juice flow, which is adjustable all the way down to 0. So you can adjust your juice, you can adjust your airflow, depending on how you vape, the type of vape you like, the type of juice you use. You can kind of adjust everything you want to cater to specifically just to you. So that was kind of the design ideas behind it.
Now, when some people see the sticker price, they might be shocked, but you're getting 3 different ways to use this atomizer, and you're using very expensive metals.
Correct. When we finally got our design finished, we went out to several different local machine shops here that I use. I had several just straight up no quoted, but there's their machines couldn't even do it. So one of the parts has 12 tool changes just to do the blank, and then it goes onto a mill. So it was very difficult to find people that I could actually get the part made from, and literally the base on this, the deck, build deck, cost me more than our whole cam mod cost package. So yeah, the price is high, but we're doing a very limited quantity of them, which anybody's familiar with manufacturing, unless you're willing to do 10, 20, 30,000 pieces, your setup costs and your tolerancing in costs and everything like that get really, really expensive. So, you know, people say, oh, it's just a tube or it's just a piece of metal. Yeah, that's true, but believe it or not, our margins on this aren't very good. I just wanted something that was different, effective, and basically the best of what it could be, and making a lot of money on it wasn't part of it. So.
And as far as I know, this is the most gold I've ever seen used in an atomizer.
Yeah, the whole deck is gold-plated. The center post is also gold-plated. The reason behind it is I wanted to use, I mean, a lot of people use stainless steel for their decks. Brass conducts electricity 20 times more than stainless steel does. Downside to brass is that in certain conditions it can be unsafe. So we had the deck and the center post first nickel flashed and then gold plated over it. So it maintains the conductivity through the gold, but it uses the vast majority of the electricity is actually going through all the brass because of the just the quantity of the brass that's there. The gold plating is basically there as a protective coating over the nickel, which is stopping the leaching from the brass into your juice. So there's a lot of gold plating, yeah.
Now, one of the things that I love about your tank is that it takes in a lot of air, but it doesn't have that, you know, loose, unsatisfying draw. It has a pretty substantial draw. How did you achieve that?
The openings for the airflow are actually quite large, but the holes that are directly under your coils, because it is a bottom airflow design, are a little bit restrictive. And so what happens is as you're drawing the air in, the velocity of the air is increasing as you're drawing it up through the center. And in doing so, you're getting faster moving air over the coils, which creates a lot more of the cloud without sacrificing your flavor with huge volumes of air. So it's kind of like that perfect balance of, it's not like a mouth hit, but it's not like a cloud comp hit where you're just sucking in and, you know, There's no flavor, there's no nothing. And then the chamber is super reduced up right above the coils, but the chamber itself is very, very wide. So you can build huge coils in there. I mean, you could do, 5, 6, 7 wrap 22 gauge coils, and it will fit inside a tank. I've got in mine right now, it's 5 wrap Claptons, and it fits with plenty of room inside the little center section where your tank is. Without, so many of the tanks that are available have very, very, very tiny build decks. This build deck's as big as almost a normal Addy. So you can really get just about anything you want in there. I haven't had anybody tell me they couldn't fit their build in there. So that was kind of the design, was getting your airflow directly over your coil, but make it open enough to, actually produce some clouds if you want to chase clouds, but at the same time not sacrifice any of the flavor or the warmth for people that like warm baits.
And you can go pretty low compared to some of the other tanks out there. Did I hear you right? You had a 0.1 in there? Or?
0.1 in mine right now, yeah. Wow. And that's not normal for me. I actually ran out of wire and we had some pre-built coils. So, what do they
you can do it.
Yeah, what do they say about the cobbler shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I was like, oh, pre-built coils. Yeah, that'll work. In it goes. So, 0.1. I know people are running 0.08. Not for me. But again, if you really like the hot builds, the juice flow will allow you to do it if you want. Open the juice flow wide open and it'll go.
As you mentioned, you only made 500 of these.
Yeah.
Do you have any tank plans in the future?
Not right now. Right now, this is it. I want to see how it's received, obviously get feedback, but for this particular design and this setup, you get everything in a package, and this is the only 500 of these I'm going to make. It'll be done after these 500. It's not like I'm going to do 100 and then get a bunch of hype up and then, oh, here's another 100 and then here's another 100 and then there's 10,000 of them slowly floating around. When these are gone, these are gone. So.
It sounded like a labor of love.
Yes, I did this, like I said earlier, I did this for me, for something that I wanted, and talking to people, there was other people that also wanted it, so I wanted to find a way that I could share it with people that appreciated what it is for it, the tank Addy combination that it is, and it's expensive, I agree.
But you're getting a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's expensive, but like I said, the cost to make a small batch number, and there's some very complex parts in there. It's just, I tried to make it cheaper, I tried to make it less expensive, I tried to make it easier for my machinists. I talked to a lot of people in the machining industry to see if they had suggestions of what I was trying to accomplish, and was there better ways of doing it, and they just all kind of, no, they think you nailed it, it's just expensive machining. So.
Personally, I think it's worth the price. Congratulations on the RTA. If you want to learn more about the Raven's Moon RTA, go to the Raven's Moon website, and for the best vaping reviews, guides, and features, go to Vaping 360, the home of vaping.